Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. This time I'm playing with my good buddy Ike. We're in our M103 tanks, the Tier 9 American Heavy. And I just thought that most of our teamwork highlights come from when we're playing American Heavy tanks, and that's because Ike is excellent in his American Heavy tanks. The vehicles just have such good synergy. They've got really good frontal armor, fantastic rate of fire, and that can really allow you to pick your enemies apart very quickly indeed. So me and Ike are playing on Sacred Valley here. And it's an encounter game mode. Now, I feel like with the encounter, if you go towards the south, you can hold on. But really, we're top tier heavy tanks here in a really nice matchup. We need to get to the front. And right now, the first target is to take out this FCM-52 who has got himself into a very reckless and aggressive position. We lose our ammo rack and take yellow track damage with the first shot. We have to repair that. Even though I have safe stowage, the ammo rack was damaged. The FCM realizes that he has got himself into a very overly aggressive position and gets taken out the game barely after the first minute is over. Great result for us. He was well, statistically one of their best players in an important tank. But with two M103s engaging him, it was only a matter of time before he was about to go down. So now, I'm communicating with Ike. He has got a lot of tanks that he has to hold on, but he also has an IS-8 with him. I say, Ike, can you hold on? I'll try and get round and help you out with the flank. Now, one of the advantages that you can get if you're playing against a tank destroyer is if you side scrape, you can see their hull armor before they can see your lower plate, especially on the inside. And that means by side-scraping around the corner, we forced the Jagdpanther to retreat. We were blocked very briefly by the STA-1 behind us, but it's not a big deal, as we managed to bounce the Jagdpanther 2 shot. Are we going to be able to finish him off? No, just! Those Tier 8 tank destroyers have got such little health that the 120mm with the M103 can simply rip them apart. So I'm waiting. Got him there. So we've broken through our flank, taken out two rather strong players, and now we can create a pincer and a sandwich with Ike. Let's see how he has been holding on while we've been busy. So while I'm putting up pressure on the FCM-50T from the south, Ike has him from the north. Now this position that you see Ike in here is very dangerous indeed. Quite a lot of tank destroyers like to hide down this alleyway, and they can have clean shots along here. And artillery loves to pre-aim at this location as well, but thankfully there's no artillery on the enemy team. Now Ike has got a tricky situation here, holding a corner versus a Jagdtiger. But he is prioritizing the correct target. The best player on the enemy team, well, in experience and statistically, in the most dangerous tank, and Ike has already connected 2 shots into his lower plate, taking off 40% of his health. With some support there from the IS-8, the Jagdtiger is not feeling very well at all. And Ike manages to find yet another shot on him, reducing him to 11% of his hit points. With this dead T-32, Ike is holding this corner just with the IS-8, albeit that they are top tier heavy tanks. By using the position that he is, he's able to hide most of his lower plate and use the fairly good turret armor of the M103, but more importantly, the excellent 120mm gun to pick apart his opponents, or at least soften them up. And right now, I just finished off the Jagdpanther 2, and I'm just saying, Ike, hold on, hold on, hold on. We got this, Ike. So Ike has done a fantastic job holding onto that flank against a superior number of enemy forces. Now, let's give him some support. So this is our ambush shot. Let's close the trap. First one into the Jagdtiger. Most important target taken out. Now, we're going to engage from the outside in. And let me quickly just highlight why this is so important. So by engaging the enemy from the outside first, we minimize the number of tanks which can effectively fire back at us. If all the enemies turn around, we can see it is only really the Tiger P that has a shot into our lower plate. The Tiger 1 would simply be able to get our tracks. Well, he might be able to hit our lower plate from there. But it is the principle of engaging your enemies one by one and mitigating the total amount of damage that you might receive. Importantly, it's the same deal for Ike as well. We've managed to get this Tiger P to turn his turret to face us, which allows Ike to have a nice, easy shot into the back of his tank with no chance for the other enemy tanks on the inside of the corner to be able to engage him. As Ike picks up the kill into the back of the turret of the Tiger P. And from here on, the enemies simply have no chance. You can't fight back when you're engaged from multiple angles. Our frontal armor is always to the enemy. We're taking down the tanks one by one by one. Ike connects a shot into the back of the Lurve. I thought I could ram kill him to death there. That was fairly foolish. His tank is about 20 or 30 tons heavier than mine. And all I managed to do was to hold him into place and allow Ike to finish him off. And this is just simple destruction, devastation. 7 kills between us so far. We're trying to find the shot and not TK the STA-1. And there it is. The 8th kill. 4,000 damage in 4 minutes. And a game which was fairly even, at least statistically, is not even at all because of the team play that we were able to pull out. So from here on, me and Ike were super happy. Well, at least I was. That was definitely one of the best engagements I've had in probably hundreds of games, at least for like the satisfaction. If I was to go and get a Top Gun by myself, or if I was to go and get even a Radley Walters medal, they're quite often far less satisfying as to when you've come up with your plan with your best mate, and then it comes through together. The T-29 finishes off the 111, which prevents us from getting our Top Gun. But there's a Centurion 7-1 who's made his way to the north and must be thinking, hey, where's my team gone? We take a bounce. Well, he bounces our shot off his upper plate armor. We have to find his lower plate or his side armor to reliably damage him. We connect one into him along the on the move, and really he has very little chance of getting away from us because the Centurion 7-1's top speed is so bad. And that I think 258 millimeters of penetration on the M103 means you're really not going to be bouncing those shots. Talk about bouncing, I'm very happy that that Borsig was unable to penetrate us. Maybe I'm playing a little recklessly at the end here. But I think it was bloodlust and just the pure excitement from that very clean Pincer engagement. And I've got the health to play around with. Can't take it with me, so I might as well use it. We connect an HE shell into the top of the turret of the Borsig as he hits us with his 128 millimeter, or is it 24? Might be 24 millimeter. I think it's a 128. I always mix those up. Then we hit the Type 59 with an HE shell, doing very little to him, 142 damage. And it's a case of our team finishing off the last kill. So what a fantastic game for me and my good buddy Ike. We picked up 9 kills between us. If we'd been a little bit more lucky at the end, we might have even been able to get a crucial contribution medal. But really, it would have just been a formality. You don't need to get a crucial contribution medal to know when you've carried the game with the plays and the teamwork that you've coordinated. I've been loving Sacred Valley more and more and more as of late. I think this area towards the north is just a brilliant playground, especially for heavy tanks and tank destroyers. I like the fact that the pass is quite linear, but there are still awesome opportunities to change your flanks and outposition your enemies. And I feel that the majority of games on Sacred Valley are won in the north. Even in the encounter game mode, the base may be located in the south, but it's generally the team that wins the north that wins the game. Anyway, let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So a great result for the M103 here. We got over 4,000 experience for our double, a Top Gun, a Steel Wall, and the Brothers in Arms. Ike and myself finished with near identical damage done, and I managed to pick up a little bit more experience just because of the last hitting that was involved. In this kind of a matchup, the frontal armor on the M103 is very impressive indeed. I was able to block 2,850 damage, and Ike was able to block nearly 1,500 damage. I think with the health that we had remaining, we could have probably gone on to fight another 3 to 4 tanks, as long as we were together, and we would have been able to pull through as well. The M103 is just that kind of vehicle. A pincer attack in World of Tanks is definitely one of your keys to victory. It's one of the most effective ways that you can take out a superior number of enemy vehicles. And with good coordination on TeamSpeak about which targets you're going to prioritize, as well as communicating which way the enemies are aiming, will enable you to probably take barely any damage for the shots that you put in. So the next time that you're on the battlefield, definitely try out a pincer attack, either if you're signed up with a platoon mate and you can coordinate it yourselves, or if you just see that your allies are going to get overwhelmed and the only opportunity for you to make the breakthrough is to try and flank your opponents. If employed successfully, it will take your game to the next level, but be careful to account for all of the enemy vehicles and that you're not going to get yourself into an ambush, otherwise you're going to fall a victim of your own trap. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like down below, and if you want to see more teamwork gameplay, then simply click up here and you can go through to me and Ike playing in our T110 E5 vehicles, the Tier 10 American heavy tank, setting a trap against a superior enemy force on Himmelsdorf. And let me know in the comments down below what you think are the best tanks for teamwork, both the type of tank and the tier. For me, I would probably say either had to be Tier 10 medium tanks or Tier 9 heavies, nothing quite like 2 or 3 E75s tearing a hole through the enemy lines. Anyway guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.